Window of the Devilsmouth Inn, a short story by J. Squires. Devilsmouth was aptly named, though the owner softened the truth of it by pronouncing it Devilsmouth, using the same reasoning that one pronounces Dartmouth University Dartmouth. Bud knew better. He had seen its light from where his car had blown its engine, and he made his way toward what was strangely like the beckoning glint of an eye. It was a steep road, gouged with deep ruts. As he climbed, he engaged in the grim, silent battle with his voices. One predominated. The road leveled. To the left, the inn came into sight. Two other buildings stood beside it, dark, with windows that were flat, gray, dreamless. The three buildings standing at the very edge of a jutting jaw of land resembled rotting teeth protruding from festering gums. Bud felt even more the truth of this simile later, while leaning out of the open window of his second-story room, puzzling over the pulsing yellow glow somewhere down in the deep, hungry belly of the valley. Curiously, this attracted him while simultaneously terrifying him. Before he could shut the latch, the window, a putrid stench belched up from below as from a sour stomach. No sooner had he latched it than the voice cajoled him to throw it open and embrace its reality. It would have been easier if the owner hadn't given his name, but when Bud entered the lobby, the owner looked up from his reading, beamed, and thrust out his hand. "God bless you, brother. Name's James. You're my only guest, so the room's free." James was small, well-groomed, and from all appearances a sublimely happy man. Even before he turned to get the key, he'd already given Bud much of the history of the Devil's Mouth, and this its only inn. James had every reason not to be happy. Only 3 had been left to run the Devilsmouth Inn after the population of about 200 deserted in just 1 month. James remained along with his wife Edna and the joy of their life, 18-year-old Dorandina. The night sulfur caused it, he said, and he added matter-of-factly, and without rancor, that and the night heat. The geological experts the mayor had hired couldn't explain it. The mine had been inactive for over 50 years. There was no scientific explanation for the god-awful stench that occurred every evening between 9 and 11:30, accompanied by a measurable 15 to 20 degree increase in temperature. So the town escaped like rats from a stinking ship. He smiled at his bon mot, then glanced to see if Bud appreciated it. Bud didn't. He was busily battling his own voices. 3 weeks later, Edna suffered a massive stroke and died. Out of the ensuing silence, James suddenly laughed. "God's gift on loan to me, praise God. Called back to be with Jesus." "And Dorandina?" Bud asked, more to squelch his own voices. James sighed, then smiled. "She's young. She'll be back." Bud imagined Dorandina sitting in the shadows, glancing sidelong at her father those long nights, bewildered by his perennial smile and the happy tune he always hummed. He pictured James's beguilingly lovely daughter slipping away without a good-bye in the yellowing glow of the night. The voices were becoming more insistent. He hadn't noticed James facing him. "You okay, brother?" Smiling, he held out the key. Now the voice shrilled, I can't. Now." Bud fumbled in his pocket, withdrew the revolver. "Now! Now!" He squeezed the trigger 3 times and heard the internal voice invade his own throat and lips. "Where evil enters, good departs." He thought the sinister voices had at last been silenced with the words spoken like a malevolent requiem over James's body. As he mounted the steps to his room, he felt he was freed of them. But with the latching of the window they resumed again. Their nature had changed, though. What was once menacing was now alluring, strangely seductive. "Beloved," one whispered, and Bud, sitting on the bed, covered his ears. "Beloved son." "No," Bud moaned, rocking between his knees. "Come, beloved, come." Of itself the window unlatched, opening with such violence it gouged the wall. The room flooded with hot pungency. "No!" Bud cried out again, but part of him was secretly thrilled as his body lifted off the bed, and as though the palm of a hand flattened against his back, something nudged him toward the window. "It's easy, so easy." "No, Easy, the porthole, thy kingdom waits." And then it truly became easy. He fairly drifted to the window. His only reality was his pocketed revolver clacking against the sill as he dove through. He spread his arms and soared raven-like through the hot, sulphurous fog, down into the promised kingdom, the pulsating yellow belly of the beast. This was a reading of J. Squires' Window of the Devilsmouth Inn.